Just understanding from a business point of view the journeys of data that we have to chase down. So for example, if we have a customer issue or question, it's a customer journey. If we have a quality issue, it's a material journey to follow the material right through the supply chain. So making sure that everyone understands that process. And the importance in our business of not only transactional data, but unstructured data is very key. So we have to bring in a product CAD, product images, renderings. So we have a digital asset manager that holds all that. We also have to bring in a lot of content around any issues around warranty claims, any memos that were out to a customer, or any changes or special orders that we put in against that actual product where we've changed materiality. So we have a content manager as well that we tie into our transactional data. And it all starts with a customer and an order number. That chases all through. So I think those pieces are very important, and to make sure that everyone understands the journey. And I think from a data science perspective, to actually chase the analytics based on the journey, whether it's customer or material, in our case for warranty, or logistics as far as things arrived on time or not, as opposed to just going into a silo and saying that, well, I shipped it, but it wasn't invoiced. But I can prove it was invoiced because I have a transaction. I can prove it was shipped up because I have a label, but no one is actually proving that it was manufactured, because only the supply chain can do that by looking at that material was exhausted, work centers were put in place, etc. So I think that's really one of the biggest challenges, is to get that process through and to bring all those different types of data together and make sure they're all organized together.
One of the things with our data is the positive side, everything is centralized. We have a complete centralized system from our call center to our POS, everything that's coming in from our e-commerce platform as well. The data is fairly structured. We have a data lake, and then from that data lake, we have a BI tool. Initially, I should say, IT was creating report, and I think each one of us went through that already, and we don't want IT to create any reports for the business. The next one we went is the data lake, and what we have done is we have given our power users who are really good at Excel spreadsheet to do pivot tables, and they were able to crunch number and create some really good reports to the business. And the next one is the BI. So the BI tool was the biggest one for us. What we had to do is we had to work with the business. I had a project manager who had to go and speak to each one of the frontline business users to understand their requirements, what they're looking for. What we have done is we work with all the business users, we gather the report, and what we have done in the BI system is we consolidate all the reports together where you can have a single view, and within that single view we can give delegated access to respective people in different departments that they can see certain things. And those were, it wasn't a challenge, it was a long process for us to do that and to get it right. It was difficult because one thing we learned from users is whenever they start seeing reports, they start thinking of something else that they forgot to tell us about. And we have to go back and recreate that. So there was that process there. And when we completed the system, training was something was part of the process as well. And providing a platform, we're also asking our user to change their behavior. Now from the static reports that they normally receive every morning or every midday, we're asking them to go to this platform and start using it. So one of our biggest challenge would be on our side is getting people to use the report that they should be using, and also getting more feedback from them. And I think it's a continuous effort to get them to start using the report. We're at a different level now where we're start putting our data in data lakes, and we're integrating and looking at more AI and the 360 farm for our customers. So we're already at a different level where you're still catching up on what we have currently.
The tools and the knowledge in partnership with our business teams. We've started small. We've thought about moving from data warehouses to data lakes to building a single source of truth. And we've also started to think about how we can build a capability around data visualization and BI products. So we introduced a concept with our business teams called business agility. Some of you have heard me talk about it before, where we brought that agile approach and iterated through what value we could create in this data visualization, and particularly in bringing disparate data sets together that didn't follow the same formats, that had alternative data mixed with traditional data and different formats. And what we were able to work together with, and that is demonstrate the power, put the knowledge in the hands of our business partners from the very beginning, build that energy and enthusiasm and the trust around how we could build that robustness and how we would use data. So I think, building off of Amar's response is that we need to put the power in the hands of our business users. It's an ongoing journey to demonstrate that value, that when we're starting small and moving through that journey, we're able then to build a capability around self-service reporting and advanced BI. And I love the comment that that we made, that we don't want to have IT creating reports for the business. We want to create the underlying capabilities that the business users can then build and access, that have a single source of truth to build the information and the insights that's helpful for them.